So maybe you have an upcoming party, an upcoming, event, something going on, a bachelor party, an engagement party, a retirement party, some kind of event that you actually want to plan out, but you don't want something super complicated. You don't want to have to go in and learn the intricacies of this difficult to use software. So you decide to use Planiversity, right? Because you've heard that Planiversity is simple to use, it's easy, it's clean, it's fast, and it really, really, really just shortens your time. If you're looking for something to make your life easier as far as party planning goes, it's not going to get any easier than this. But before I tell you all about it, the intro. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Planiversity. I'm the founder, Eric Allen, sitting here in Wilmington, Delaware today. Weather's fantastic. It's close to 80 degrees. I would have the door open in here so I can get some fresh air, but I'm a little worried that you're going to hear the birds outside, or you're going to hear people talking, or you're going to hear, the next police car drive by, because I do live in the city, and cities have noise. It's just the way it is, right? But we're not here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about planning your next party using Planiversity software. Now, if this is something you'd heard about, but you just need a little bit more information about, I'm actually going to walk you through a quick tutorial. God, I can't even talk today. I'm going to walk you through a quick tutorial on how to use the service. It's going to be so easy to use, but what I really want is for you to get in there and actually start playing around with it yourself. All right, just in case you didn't know, Planiversity is actually free to toy around with. So the only time you actually have to pay anything is when you export data. It's exporting information. But if you want to just toy around with the process, if you want to go through everything, if you want to plan it, build it all, just assemble a plan and see how it's actually going to be and see how easy the process is to use, you can do all that for free. You can get through 98% of the service without paying a single cent. And then once you decide, hey, this is awesome, I want to see the final product, let's just go ahead and export it. That's the only time you'd be prompted to pay. But let's stop talking about it. Let me show you now. Okay, here we are. We are now on the dashboard. Now, this is the Business Suite dashboard. So if you're an individual and you notice that there's a few differences, of course, there are going to be some differences because you're the individual user and what I have is a Business Suite. So Business Suites, you would recognize this. Individual users, some of the things you just won't see are the meeting function, the people function, the job function, or the migration tool. Otherwise, it's going to look exactly the same, and you're going to be able to plan a trip or an event the same way a company would. You're just going to be minus a few features, right? There's also a connect function in here that businesses use that you will not have access to as an individual. Otherwise, planning a trip is just as easy. So let's say today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create, we'll say there's going to be a bachelor party, right? So simple plan. I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to start new plan from my dashboard. Now the system, and please keep in mind, it's going to be slightly laggy only because we're recording right now, but it's not going to be too far behind us, all right? So I'm going to come in here. The system immediately starts trying to walk me down a path, right? It's trying to figure out, what are you trying to plan? You're trying to plan an event, you're trying to plan a trip, and right here I can just select event, get that out of the way, and now of course you're going to see the itinerary section pops up and it's just trying to walk me through the process. So I'm not going to give you my address, but we're going to come over here and we're going to say something close to here, and that's going to be the Chase Center on the riverfront here in Wilmington, Delaware, which I'm going to use. If I want to verify that location, of course I can just minimize that page and pull up the map. So I'm looking right here. I can see that's absolutely where it's at. So this is the riverfront down in Wilmington off the Christiana River, which is coming off the Delaware River, but that location is absolutely accurate. I come on, if I want to actually zoom in and get a little bit more information, I can see right here, I said Chase Center, there's Chase Center, so that icon is matching up where I want. Just come back here. Now it's going to ask you, is this a multiple day event or is this just a one day? It's a bachelor party. So, it's not unheard of to have bachelor or bachelorette parties that actually last over the course of a weekend. Sometimes, the guys like to go out of town to have this party. The girls like to go out of town to have this party, So today we're just going to say it's a one day event. And now the system, again, it's just walking us through the process. So here I am. I'm going to say that we're going to have the event. Let's put it up for this Saturday. All right. It's going to start at, let's just say 12 p.m. And we'll just make it go until 10 p.m. All right. So a nice long day of bachelor party. Lots of food, lots of drinks, lots of party, and lots of chit chat. Now, the system's going to ask me if I want to add hotel details. So obviously, if I have a group of people, I can say, yeah, if I have a block of rooms, I can absolutely put that information in. So we'll go ahead and we'll go through that process quick. Do I need a hotel room or to book one? No, let's just say if I've already coordinated that in advance, I'm good. I can just say, no, I don't need to book one. I just know the information. And we're going to go with the Hyatt. Data check-in is going to be the same day as our event, so we'll say, people are going to come in on the night of the 26th, and they're going to leave on the 28th. The bachelor party is going to be just that one day, but, people come in before, and they're going to leave after. So, and this is going to be the Hyatt, and that Hyatt is going to be in Wilmington. Right there, and that is right next to the Chase Center. So again, I could verify that information, but I'm not going to do that right now. Now, if I had rental car, of course, I could add that information as well. If I don't have a rental car or rental car information to add, not a problem. I just skip that, and now I can add a driving portion. So the interesting thing about this is what I want to do is I actually want to get driving instructions to the nearest parking garage, right? So I can say, yes, I actually want to add a driving portion. And right here, you can see there are some portions you can add. Train portion, flight portion, driving portion. It's perfect, right? But if I say a driving portion, so maybe I have friends that are coming in from out of town and they're going to fly into the nearest large airport, which would be the Philadelphia airport. So now I can just remove this location and we could say Chase Center over here on Justinson Street. And then we come over here and we say Philadelphia. There we go, International Airport. So you might be able to see the map starts moving around in the background. It's trying to configure things, but what I'll do is I'll go ahead and jump to the next step. Now I'm just going to minimize this and try and verify that information. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pan out here. Obviously, I'm getting some kind of course right here from the system, and there it is. Now you can see up here is the Philadelphia Airport, and the driving directions coming on down to your location. So if that's something that you want, if you have people coming in from out of town, maybe you do absolutely want to have driving instructions from the airport to get to your location, right? Now, the Hyatt, I didn't include those in there because the Hyatt is walking distance to this area. So the Hyatt's right down here, all right? So we don't really need to add that information, but right now I'm good with what I have. I go ahead and enlarge this again, create the event, and now we are on our way. Now, the only thing we got to do is start building out some resources, right? So I'm going to go ahead and create a schedule. We'll just say, check-in time at hotel will be, all right, let's go ahead. And we said that people are going to come in on the 26th. So let's just say at 6 p.m. We'll save that event, and you can see it already populates here. Now I'm going to say, and all right, we'll say the initial get together in the lobby. Oops, lobby restaurant. We'll put that in there, and then it's going to be the same day, the 26th, and I'm going to give it time, and we'll say, we'll put that for 7 p.m. so we can all have dinner together. All right. So there you can see everything's just being reflected on there. So first show for the bachelor party, we'll say first show depart to, where can we go? Let's just say, let's go ahead and actually depart to, let's just say we're going to do a museum tour for the bachelor party. All right. So we're going to say that on the 27th, that's going to be, and we start at 12 p.m. So let's just say 12:30 p.m. is when we're going to do that. Now you can see how this works. Obviously we're building things out, but you can just put in as many entries as you want. I'm not going to sit here and actually go through an entire creation, but you obviously get the point. So if we want to lay out a day of scheduled events, that's what it'll do for us, okay? And even better is you can actually connect your calendar. So now you'll actually get an email to be able to link all of this information to your Google or Outlook calendar. You'll have it right there in your phone, and you'll also have it right there in your app. So instead of building everything out, I'm just giving you an idea of how you actually do this, but you can sit there, you can add as many entries as you want. It's a piece of cake, and everything is reflected right here on the schedule. If you need to see what these things are, you can obviously just kind of mouse over it and you'll get that information. Once I'm finished with this step, I'm going to say finish next step, and we're going to go to the notes section. Again, everything's just walking me through this. So for the notes, I'm going to say be sure to bring your own pair of, we're going to make this fun. So we're going to make sure everyone brings a pair of cowboy boots, and bring a cowboy hat as well. All right, so obviously I'm just having a little bit of fun here, but yeah, make sure people bring that information. Do not forget to bring a shirt and tie for the dinner. All right, so all this information, just add as many notes as you want. If you want to be very specific about these party this party information, be as specific as you want. It's a piece of cake to do. Really, this isn't difficult. If I want to edit something, if I want to delete something, I can do it right here. But again, add as many notes as you want. It's your party, it's your event. If you want to make sure that everyone is uber informed, it's right there. There's your opportunity. Once I'm wrapped up here, I'm just going to say, okay, finish next step. And now let's just go into the resource section. So the resource section here, it's awesome. What it's going to do is it's automatically going to draw a circle around your location. And what you can do with that is you can actually enlarge this circle, because what I'm looking for is resources, right? And I'm looking for resources within a certain amount of distance from my destination. So right here, it automatically just jumps to miles. If you were set to the metric system, it would jump to kilometers. And you can enlarge that, obviously. You can span this out to 5, 10 miles, whatever you want. Just keep in mind that's going to be a lot of resources. So let's just say in this case, some of the information I want my guests to have is parking information. So I want them to know where in close proximity to our destination, to the event, is there going to be a parking garage. And if I zoom in here, I can see there's parking right here. I can see there's parking up here. If I want to find out more information about that, I can just click right on that icon. It's going to give me that information. I can come up here if I'm looking at that. Now you can see there's plenty of options around here, so people will actually get that information to be able to make their own decisions, right? Next thing I might want to do is add weather to my trip, because if I want people to actually have the weather for the trip, that's where I'm going to select it. All right. So it does reflect today, but when it shows up in the app, it will actually give you for the week. And it's actually going to give you for the time of the event as well, which is even better. All right. Now, obviously on the resource section, not to jump over it too quick, but if I wanted to add more information, if I wanted people to know while they're in town, you know, where are the museums? Are there any in close proximity? There's one right there. And, you know, we can zoom in on that and take a look at that. I know what that one's going to be already, but there you go. Sports Museum and Hall. I can go ahead and back up out of there. But I can add this information at my leisure, right? If I don't want information, I don't include it. If I want information, I just throw it in there. But because I'm having an event at this location, maybe I just want to add in parking garages for people, because maybe, you know, some people just don't want their vehicle left in a parking lot and they want to be able to actually garage keep it, which is absolutely fine, right? So I've given them resource locations in the form of parking. I've given them the weather for that destination. And now one last thing I'm going to give them is driving directions. So we did have them coming from the airport, right? I come up here. The system is actually, it's funny enough, giving me several options right here. And you can see they're not the same options. It's not reproducing information. It's actually got 3 different options, all produced by Google Maps. Now I can just say which one is the most ideal. And obviously my actual intimate knowledge of the location of the routing is going to be what really determines that. But if I feel like, okay, this looks like the best option right here, I can just go select that, and that's what the driving directions are going to be based on. So you can see what's highlighted right now and what's actually giving me these driving directions below. Once I figure out I'm good with all this information, once I've verified that this is all accurate, this is all the information that I want, I go ahead, come down here to finish next step, and now it's going to jump me into the plan section. So we did say that we want to do a museum tour, right? And this is the way that the plan section works. So again, if you don't know how to use a certain feature, use the explainer videos. They're all pretty short. They're very convenient to use. It just explains to you, look, this one is 44 seconds, not long at all, and it'll give you a perfect picture of how to use that function. If I want to sit here and say, okay, I did say museum tour, so we're gonna say museum tour. That is going to be a thing to do, and if I don't, so I'm just going to go ahead and find a museum right now. I don't have anything selected in my mind, but since we use that, look, there's the Delaware Children's Museum. We'll just go ahead and use that, or I could use this guy. I could use the Latin American Community Center. You know, there's other things around here. There's a community center over on the east side of town, but just for the sake of easy planning, I'm just going to use the Delaware Children's Museum right there. Once it pulls up that information, it confirms it. I'm going to go ahead and add that information, and now it's going to drop an icon right there. So if I want to zoom back in, I can see my destination actually has an icon, and then I got an icon right there at the museum. Now let's just going to say dinner party as well. I go ahead, I select, this is going to be a place to eat, and no, we don't want to eat at Little Caesars. Maybe we want to eat at Docklands, maybe we want to eat at, we don't want to eat at McDonald's, I'm sure. But let's just come up here, we'll try something a little more classy. So, you know, a major staple right here in Delaware is Grotto's Pizza, but I'm not going to go with that. I'm actually going to go with the Oyster House because I know the Oyster House personally, and I love that place. Fantastic food, great atmosphere, great location. So I go ahead and add that, and now you can see right there, I've got those icons. So this kind of gives people an idea. So if they get to the location, things get broken up. You know, we've all been there. Everyone starts getting a little too much to drink in them, and people start getting separated. But at least with this information, you've got the information that you need. If you need to order an Uber, there's no more question like, hey, where are we going? Where's this place at? Now you have that information. Once you've added as many things to do or plans to do, you just go ahead and you just select finish next step. It's going to drop me at my document section. So obviously this section would probably be more tailored toward the trip planning because obviously, you know, for these trips, I'm not going to include passport copies, driver's license, hotel itineraries, or travel itineraries, but there might be some additional documentation that I do need. Maybe there's a certain restaurant or a certain club that we're going to where people would actually need to be able to show some kind of e-receipt or an e-ticket, something like that. I could take that copy, I could upload it here, and now that's a part of the plan. I'm not going to do that right now, but that's where I would do that. I just simply click on here, it pull up the box, you'd be able to upload from your computer. Simple as that. Once you're done with this section, finish next step. And now the connect page is what you're going to see next, but that's not a function that individuals have. The reason why it's pulling up on my page is because I actually have a business suite. So if I did want to use a business suite to plan, it's simple. I could just come in here. I could select somebody in my list. And of course, their face is going to pop up over here. We're going to be able to see them. And then if I don't want that, or if I don't have that availability, it's not a big deal. If I'm an individual user, yes, I won't have a connect function, so nothing's going to show up directly to their app, but it doesn't matter because as soon as the PDF exports, I pull that PDF to my phone and I can simply just airdrop it or share it with as many people as I want. But let's just say in this case, this is the only person I want to use this. I'm going to go ahead, finish next step. We're going to get to the export process, which is really fun. I'm going to actually personalize this to be my own bachelor party. So once this page pulls up, again, it's just running a hair behind just because we are recording right now. But you can see the map's doing fun things in the background. You come over here. This is going to be Eric's party. And now, whoops, let's go ahead and if we want to make it even more specific, yes, I could put bachelor, but I'm just going to leave it at Eric's party. I come over here. Now, if I want to review it and edit it, of course, it's going to give me that review information, which is everything I added in there as far as notes, as far as scheduled events, as far as, resource information. But if I don't want to do anything else with that information, that's fine. But if I want to personalize the cover of my packet, this is what I'm going to do. I come down here, change the cover image. Now, obviously, if I want it to be personal, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a picture of me and all my friends, or a picture of me, or something fun that includes me that just makes it really personalized. I don't have anything I want to add right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and say we'll do a keyword search for group of friends and see what that produces for us. Now, look at that. We have groups of friends. Now, since it's going to be a bachelor party, we'll go ahead and say guy friends, and there's a few options right there. Probably not too many, but let's just say group of men. Here we go. Yeah, you can really just include everything. Maybe this is mine, maybe this is mine, maybe this is my group of friends, maybe this is my group of friends. Doesn't matter. If you want to make it a more personal event, you obviously can upload your own image right there. If it's something that you're not interested in, then we just come over here. And we just say right here, group of people. Maybe this is my picture, my personalized picture. So I just go ahead, I select that. Now this is what the cover of my plan is actually going to look like. This is what I'm going to send people. This is the cover of it. Obviously, this is the part where you can have a lot of fun. Everything else is just organizing information. It's building information, but this is where you can have fun. This is where you can put your own stamp on it, and that's enjoyable, right? Once you actually get done with this, of course you can preview, but once you get done with this, just go ahead and scroll down here to save and close. I've got my title. I've reviewed it. I've personalized it, and now I'm ready to actually go ahead and release it. So what I do is I just proceed to PDF. Now, you're going to notice that this thing is going to load. So sometimes it'll take 30 seconds, sometimes it'll take 2 minutes, and that all depends on you. That depends on how much information you decide to put into this. Obviously, like I tell everyone, if you go to New York City, you go to London, you go to Paris, and you decide to actually, draw a 5-mile ring around your destination, and you say, I want to know where all the parking garages are within 5 miles, there's going to be a ton of information to compile. So once I come over here, now I'm back at my dashboard. As soon as it exports everything, it processes, drops you right back at the dashboard. And now I can see, there it is. There's my plan right there. Obviously, this isn't much to look at here, but I can go ahead and click the download and watch it actually download on my computer. You can see it right up there. And as soon as I get that, I can go ahead and open that up. You can also see it in the calendar down here. It's already populated. So it's already being tracked on the calendar. It's already exported, everything's ready to go, and now we're going to actually open up that plan so you can actually see it. And the individual that I actually selected, that I connected this plan to, would also receive a copy right there in their app. So let's just go ahead and open this up just so you can get an idea. So again, this is your cover page right here. As I start scrolling down, there's my breakdown of the actual itinerary. Keep just scrolling through this information. So here's the scheduled information that I built. Again, if you put in a lot of information, it's all going to be there. If you want to put in as many notes as you want, it's all going to be there. Same thing, I put in some plans, right? It's all just organized information telling us how far away from our destination that place is, along with the address. So again, the group gets split up, and now you're like, well, hey, where's the location of this place? It's right there. There's the information. They pull it up on their phone. They're like, I got it. Let's just go to this location. Scroll down. Of course, there's my weather. I go through this information. You can see there's a map right here for route destination. It zooms in. It'll actually show you where you're actually staying right there. Now, that's based on my hotel location. So I said I've got a destination for the event. This is actually based on my stay location. Come down here, you can see we've got plans showing up on the map. There's my driving directions as far as a route goes. Here's the actual directions themselves. And then, of course, here's the parking garage locations away from the destination. So that is it. That is simple, right? It's such a fast process, right? We've only been recording for just over 10 minutes, close to 15 minutes, something like that. And it's really that fast. And it all depends on how detailed you want to be, how much information you want to put into it, It's that simple. Now, just keep in mind, once this plan actually expires, or once we pass the 27th, it's going to drop off this upcoming section and it's going to go into your archive. So don't think that when it's not here anymore that it's gone. It's actually going to be in your archive. Of course, you'll be able to backtrack through the calendar and see things from the past. But if you just want to go ahead and retrieve it from the archive, you simply click on archive and there's a whole breakdown of them there. And that's it. That's as easy as it is to plan a party. It's not difficult at all, right? Planiversity is a very clean process. It walks you through the whole process. It's very linear. It just walks you step by step through building this. And then the dissemination is so easy. I know what you're thinking. It's a piece of cake. I can use this in the future to plan all my kids' birthday parties. I could use this to plan my father's retirement party that's coming up. You can use this to plan anything, any party, any trip that's coming up. It's very easy to use, and honestly, it's only going to get better from here. If you think it's good now, just wait till we introduce everything that we have coming up this year. Wait till we are where we are next year. I mean, you're going to be blown away by all the changes. I hope you like this. Please let us know if you have any questions. Always reach out to us, plans@planiversity.com. If you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll say that twice because the more we grow, the more we validate, the more we validate, the more we grow. It's a really good process for us, all right? And it helps everyone who's interested in this product. All right, everyone, safe travels. We'll see you again soon.